Moving toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. They started on the ground with Ekeler. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Ekeler going to get it again on second down. And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. Second and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through. And that's a nice job to hold him just a couple and force the third down.
Third and 2, Herbert finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. The Chargers at 2-4 here in the first half of the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
The tackle made there by Harrison Smith. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Herbert now. Throw left side complete. That's Williams. And they're going to get this up to midfield. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball. And sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense. I think in the future, if you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
There'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 15. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
17 yards, first down, Vikings. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage, came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. fake. Cousins. It's caught. Smith. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him now. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 33. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 down at the 33. Now Cousins. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Kenneth Murray. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Now Cousins. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This from 54 yards away. The kick by Joseph is good, and that'll do it for the 1st quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Joseph now to kick this one away. Taylor decides not to try to return it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Joseph connects on the extra point. And now a whistle and a timeout called by the kicking team. So as they take it over, we step aside. And this will be brought out to the 25 as Taylor elects to not return it. The Charger drive about to get going. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the inners. And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there for L.A. 74 yards. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
Ekeler. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked him back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one available, and they stuffed the play right there in the middle of the field.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Xander Horvath, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers have cut it back within a score. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. Oh, good-looking return set up here. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
To return is Taylor. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Now a dump off here complete. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Play action. It's Herbert. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Brian Asamoah working his way in to pick up the sack. Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly, because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. From the 50, here's Herbert. He's airing it out for Williams. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. DJ Wonnum got off his spot quickly and got to the quarterback. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Fielded at the 20. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
At their own 26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
That's caught at the 25. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
On 2nd down, it's Cook again. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Play action now, Cousins. And he's got his tight end, that's Smith. And they'll get this down to the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. First down, here's Cousins. This is caught. Touchdown! Dalvin Cook as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings will extend their lead here just before halftime. Joseph connects on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. On the return, it's Taylor from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout signal for, and they'll get him with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Back to throw here, Herbert. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. Nwanger now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
On 2nd and 7, Cousins. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. First target, first catch, and a first down. Up the middle, it's Cook. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
2nd down, they go right back to Cook. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. Cousins to throw it. Setting up the screen for Cook. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Off the play fake, Cousins. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
So statistically, both of these offenses have a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right, you look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. Cousins from the gun on third. We're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Chandon Sullivan. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, their defense got them the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We got two. Do I hear three? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. To throw is Cousins. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kenneth Murray. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
We'll agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Looking to throw on second down. Herbert. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. And this is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. On 2nd and goal. Herbert, he'll drop this one off to Eckler. Touchdown, Chargers! Austin Eckler, his 5th touchdown now on the year. On is Hopkins now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
At their own 26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked by Kenneth Murray. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the third quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down on coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
Nwogu now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
First down 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Vikings 17.
First down, here's the run with Cook. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Tackled by Jonathan Grenard. Then he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
That was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed, too.
A first down throw for Cousins. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And they'll be stopped right at the 30. On a play that started back at the 15, they pick up 15. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Give to Cook out of the gun. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 57 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And the Vikings put together a 4th quarter drive to take the lead. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Taylor decides not to try to return it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, LA! And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They go play action. Cousins. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Here's Cousins. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On play action, Cousins. And this is Cook with it. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And picked up by the Chargers. On the move past the 40. But he has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
Running on first down, Eckler. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down at the 31. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
A quick throw there out to Williams. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Good gain there on first down, and keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. And he's brought down. 110 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Herbert going to keep it on his sneak. And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Chargers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Hopkins with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he is out of bounds here on the return. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You're trailing by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard in doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense. But they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
Victory formation time for the Chargers. They take a knee. Charles, remember they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing